How do assassins hide their identities? For instance, when cutting bamboo, instead of cutting it in one strike like most people, he always took 3 strikes. When carrying the bamboo home, he pretended to be out of breath. If someone pushed him off a cliff and he landed on a tree branch, he would break the branch and pretend to fall. Even if he was attacked in the street, he wouldn't fight back. Even his own mother looked down on him. Surprisingly, this man was actually a killer who had grown up in an assassin organization. However, he began to feel tired of that life and decided to start over. So, he secretly left the organization, moved to a village, and became a papermaker, living a quiet life. However, this peaceful life was disrupted by 2 robbers. The boss tried to fight back with a wooden stick but was quickly knocked down by the robbers. A waiter tried to stop them but was kicked aside. The man hid, not wanting to get involved. But when the robbers grabbed the boss's wife and threatened to kill her, the man finally couldn't hold back. He rushed out and restrained the robbers. No matter how hard the robbers struggled, they couldn't break free. The robbers were confused because their martial arts had no effect on the man. One of the robbers drew a knife to help, but accidentally cut off the leader's ear. Enraged, the leader kicked his subordinate away and threw the man aside. The force of the throw caused the doors and windows to slam shut. The man crawled on the ground, trying to escape. The subordinate jumped up to kill the man but suddenly dropped dead. The leader then dragged the man into the water, but as he tried to beat him, the leader's movement suddenly stopped, and he fell into the water, dead. When doctors examined the leader, they found no fatal injuries. This raised the suspicion of a police officer, who realized that the dead robber leader was actually a highly skilled fugitive. Yet, he had been killed by an ordinary man. The officer noticed that the leader's eyes were bloodshot and concluded he had died from a strike to the temples, where the vagus nerve is located. A hit there can stop the heart. The officer went to the scene and found the leader's broken teeth. He called the man in and asked him to demonstrate what had happened. The man tried to hide the truth, but the officer noticed something was off. The officer believed the robbers couldn't break free because the man was using martial arts to restrain them. The leader's ear was cut off because the man had tilted his head up slightly. When the man was thrown, he deliberately caused the doors and windows to close, then knocked out the leader's teeth and struck the subordinate's chest, stopping his heart. Finally, the man dragged the leader into the water, using the water pressure to weaken his strength, and then struck his temple, killing him. The officer concluded that the man was no ordinary person and found the situation intriguing.